Welcome to another exercise in the workbook statistics. This time with an exercise focusing on t-test for coefficients and the f-test. So let's have a look at the exercise. In the context of a regression analysis, data for 53 persons is analyzed, resulting in the following equation that describes the relation between expenditures for entertainment, dependent on the gender, x1, and the income in euros, x2. And we have this line here. For the two coefficients, b1 and b2, the following standard errors have been determined. And we have for the first one 10.3 and for the second one, so for the one belonging to x2, 0.07. Our task now, use a suitable test to check whether at an acceptable margin of error of 5%, the two coefficients are significantly different from 0. Well, let's just get to it. And it's actually pretty straightforward because it's standard errors and not standard deviations. So we can simply take the coefficient and divide it by its standard error, giving us as a first statistic or test statistic for the first coefficient minus 0.7214. Actually, for the test, we would take this absolute of this value. At this point I'm doing this at a test, but we could also do this here when determining the test statistic. For the second one, I have 0.21 divided by 0.07, giving me a test statistic of 3. Then, to actually conduct the test, I need a reference value. The reference value in this case is t n minus k minus 1. N is the number of observations, so here it's the 53, minus k, that's the number of independent variables, the number of x variables, so here it's 2, and then minus 1. Then I have 1 minus 1/2 alpha. Alpha is the margin of error, which here was 5%. So I'm going 1 minus 0.5 times 0.05, giving me 0.975. So in total, I have to look up in the table for the t distribution, the value t, 50, 0.975. There I'm going to find a value of 2.0086. So I'm going to compare those two test statistics with this reference value. For the first one, as I said, I'm going to take the absolute thereof, but still, it's smaller than my reference statistic. Whenever the test statistic is smaller than the reference statistic, I cannot reject the H0 hypothesis. I have to retain this. And in this case of the t-test, the coefficient does not significantly deviate from 0. Or in other words, the respective variable does not have any significant impact on our dependent variable. That was the first part. The second part with the second test statistic. Here I'm seeing that my 3 for the test statistic is larger than the 2 point something for the reference statistic. So in this case I can reject my H0 hypothesis, which in this case means my coefficient is significantly different from 0, significantly deviates from 0. And this in other words means the related variable, so the x2, actually has a significant impact on the dependent variable, on the expenditures. Well, that's already everything there is to this exercise. I hope you enjoyed it. I say goodbye and see you next time.